everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. So I'm sort of here today with a Thrifty Thursday, Thrifty Canucks, but like it's extraordinarily meager. I have one thing, but I also have a book outlet haul to show you because I had a credit at book outlet, a little gift from someone, and yeah, I spent it because I wanted to grab a particular book that I think will be amazing for journaling. Anyhow, so the one thing I had to go out to a reuse store to find a new dresser for my daughter, and I found a beautiful mid-century tall boy gorgeous dresser, and I'm so happy because we are finally out of the era of requiring a change table, and so my daughter's clothes have been in this dresser that we used for both of my kids as a change table, so I finally got her a new dresser. But while I was wandering in there, I did see this book, Mountain Wildflowers of Canada. I got it just for the cover. The spine is quite damaged, as you can see, but that's okay. Unfortunately, it doesn't have color plates. I really wish it did. The plates that it has are black and white photography, and it's got that kind of shiny paper in it, so it's not really ideal in terms of the paper. I do love this library of Catherine A.L. Heaven with this unicorn. That's pretty cool. It's from 1906. So quite a lovely old book. I mean, I've seen prettier, obviously, with the color plates, but I can't complain. I was sort of like hoping it would have, you know, nice plates in it, but that's okay. These are nice. I just think that I will use them in a different way. Mainly it's about this cover, though. I really love the cover. So let's hop on into the box. Okay. So if you're not familiar with Book Outlet, they're like Book Depository in Canada. I know in the US you guys have Thrift Books and Abe Books and all those places. So these are new books. They're not used, but they're a discount seller from publishing companies, right? So from time to time I have my own little book fair moment because I'm always happy to get books. So I haven't gotten books in a while, but here we go. Let me set the box aside and I'll pull one out one by one here. Let's just set this on top of my box. It's a big box. Okay. Alrighty. So these books are usually in great condition. There may be small flaws with them, but usually not. At least in my experience, there's usually just this, like a little discard mark. So this first one is Sticker Studio Flora, a sticker gallery of beautiful blooms. This obviously came from Target. So we don't have Target anymore, sadly, in Canada. It was a big flub up by the company here, sadly, and I'm so sad about that because I love Target. But this is a really pretty book. Gorgeous botanicals. And then in between, it's got this pretty paper and a little quote. So totally fun. Love these. I like the colors. Oh, look, there's a couple missing. Interesting. So maybe that's why they were on Book Outlet. So I'm seeing 4 missing so far. But I'm not upset. I paid very little for this. I think it may just be those 4. Let's just go through and look at this. I love the background colors. I feel like that's nicer because, you know, you always get that little extra sticker around. Oh, there's 5. This is the first time I've ever gotten a book from Book Outlet that has had anything like removed from it. But I'm not upset. 6. Some Christmassy stuff and some beautiful illustrations. I like this book. Totally worthwhile. 7. I wonder what happened to this book, how this how this happened. So 7 stickers missing, but otherwise pretty happy about this book. Love it. Let me move my mug over here. Okay. So the next one is I want to use with my kids. It's the Wild and Free Book Club, 28 activities to make books come alive. So I'm really into like trying to get my daughter reading and that kind of thing. Well, my son too, but he's a little young yet. But this is all about like the things, activities you can do, right, to make books more fun. I was reading the other day an article about how like nowadays there's a higher chance that children aren't being like captivated by books like, you know, past generations were. But I'm really kind of skeptical about that. I think it really depends. And I think sometimes those kind of articles can be reactive in the way that it's like, kids aren't like things used to be. I grew up doing this. And like I don't know, people assume that our children nowadays aren't getting like quality upbringings or something, which to me is utter nonsense. But yeah, I think that with a lot of things, like let's say Swiss Family Robinson, I feel like it's not really relevant in today's life. And also a lot of older literature is pretty, I'd say not inclusive at all. It's like it doesn't contain anything that shows any kind of inclusivity. And so I think in today's world, that's a lot more important. But I think a lot of things in here are great. Making snow globes, make your own butter. And I like these kind of things. Like I do that today in my own homeschooling when I'm like going through a book and I'm reading a book with my kids. I can typically pull from it an activity to do, right? Like if you think about, you know, if you were reading, say, Charlotte's Web, you know, you could study like spider webs, do a photographies and drawings and make webs with like glue or wax crayons and watercolor. And you know, there's a way to make books come alive. But and I think I have all those tools in my brain, but these things, they sort of help me with those ideas. Speaking of children's books, I got this one because it's Jan Brett. Scary, Scary Halloween, Eve Bunting, pictures by Jan Brett. So, yeah, this is really nice, and I love Jan Brett's illustration style, so I had to pick it up. I thought it was just really cute. I think it would be great for Halloween journal season. Very cute. And then, so, you know, we just got through Junk Journal July, and who knew that Kaylee Gray from Get Messy Art had a book? I didn't know, but it was there. The no rules, no judgment, no pressure approach to making art. Create with watercolor, acrylics, markers, inks, and more. So, yeah, this is just chock full of fun projects. And I love reading these kind of inspirations. I see some collage foddery type things going on in here. But yeah, just a nice kind of journal book. Yep. And then I found this book. This is to read. It is Life Everlasting by Bernd Heinrich, The Animal Way of Death. Both a field guide of exotic detail and a thoughtful meditation on the connectedness of things. So it's a nice, nice book that I would like to read. Has some illustrations. But it's not for journaling, it's for reading. Then The Modern Flower Press. So this just looked so beautiful to me. I'm very into using plants in all different ways and making my own flower presses and doing like herbariums and that kind of thing. So this book I thought would be really nice. There's some nice projects in here. It's beautiful. Different ways of using flowers. Capturing the Beauty of Nature by Melissa Richardson and Amy Fielding. Oh, well, this is unexpected. There's a second copy of Flora in the box. Maybe they gave me another one because that one was missing some. I don't know. Is this one missing some? What is going on? So the reason I had a credit at Book Outlet is because they didn't ship a box set of books with one of my orders, and they hadn't realized and hadn't refunded me. And like usually they automatically know if something happened and it's not in the box. I think that okay, this one's complete. They kind of like they weigh the box and they know what's in there, sort of thing. So I had messaged, sent them an email and said, hey, like I didn't get this box set of books, and they didn't have it anymore. And usually they just give me a refund. And I said, well, no, I'll take a credit. That's fine. So I had that, and they gave me an extra $30. So yeah. Okay, so the whole reason that I didn't order was to get this, The Cabinet of Natural Curiosities. This is a Taschen book. It's like I have the larger hardcover version of this in my library, and I just love it. These are the kind of books that I used to buy all the time. But I thought that this book would be a wonderful book for creating, specimen cards, all sorts of things. Now, if you're looking at this book, the only thing to worry about with the plates, okay, so there's, cool stuff in the front too, but the plates is they're going to be split, right, between two pages. So, as a signature folio, that's usually okay if you can reconnect them. But if that troubles you, just consider that some of these will be split in half. So for me, not really a big deal. I would probably use this and then this for something else. But yeah, this is what I got this for, was just specimen cards. It's a great book, and I was really surprised to see a copy of it. First of all, in this smaller format, because usually Taschen and Phaidon books, they're so huge. They're like, coffee table kind of books. So yeah, the fact that they had this, that I already have, a larger copy of it, and that now I have a way to use it in journal making, I was pretty happy to grab it. And the last book is this one, Paper Making with Garden Plants and Common Weeds by Helen Hebert. So, this is 1998, this book, collecting plant fiber, pre-making fibers, other plant fibers, keeping records, getting ready to make your paper, the sort of tools that you need, processing plant fibers. I'm really into this kind of thing, as well as like making cordage and all of that. It all kind of fits into like the textile and fiber art that I've always done. So I'm always happy to study this. Safety and non-toxic pigments, making your own natural dyes, making paper. I love making paper. Japanese paper making, deckle-box or Nepalese paper making. Make your own simple press. Making gelatin sizing, all sorts of cool stuff. So yeah, really good informational books. Also, the projects at the back are kind of cool, like some of the accordion fold book with pockets. I know I saw lampshades there, yeah. Envelopes. Making a template to make your own envelopes, that's fun. This looks like a vegetable papyrus. Used in ancient Egypt, Greece, and Rome is the material most people commonly think of when they think of ancient writing materials. While most people think papyrus is paper, in fact it's not. True paper requires that the raw material must be macerated or beaten and broken down into tiny fibers, mixed with water and formed into sheets on a screen surface which catches the fibers as the water drains. Though the holes in the screen as the water escapes, the individual fibers interlock and bond together, forming a sheet of paper that's pressed and dried. Although the papyrus plant can be macerated and formed into sheets on a screen and made into sheets of paper, traditional papyrus was made by cutting strips of the plant stalk into lengths and overlapping them side by side. A second layer of overlapping strips was placed on top of the first layer, with the strips running perpendicular to those on the bottom layer. These two layers were then pounded and laminated together. Interesting. It's cool to see all the veggies and stuff. Embedding objects in sheets of paper. Very fun. Collage paper. Yucca paper. Hosta. Thistledown. Milkweed. Rose of Sharon. I have a beautiful big Rose of Sharon on the side of my house. Paper mulberry. Yeah, so a pretty great book on paper making. So that is it for me for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I will be back again eventually. I'm going to be going away for a little bit. I don't know how much thrifting I'll be doing because the exchange rate is poo-poo as usual. So I will talk to you when I'm back. If not sooner, I'll probably be putting out some kind of videos this week, and we will talk when I am back. Bye for now. Okay, so I'm going to snip this bit on the end of this thrift haul video because I didn't think I would really have much in the way of a thrift haul, but I now do because it's been a couple of days since I originally filmed. I was like prepping to go on vacation, but I had to make a trip down to visit my parents, and so I stopped in at a thrift store that I quite like, and I also finally got to go to Kirby Church book sale, as is frequently mentioned on the channel Catherine Brown Artist, because that's kind of her thrift digs. And I have to admit, while I was there, I sort of felt like, you know, as I walked through, I was like, well, is this something Catherine might like? And so I just kind of like was laughing at myself. But anyways, so I'll show you first the thrift haul that I got from the thrift store. So, you know, I'm not really buying a lot of lace because I don't need it, but these were really different. So I love this one. It's really pretty and like kind of like they're all off-white laces, which was nice. They had bags and bags of lace, but I was like, I don't need a ton. This one's also quite nice. It's a floral with those same little kind of those, you know, teardrop shapes, which is neat. It's just a little bit, this one. And then this one, I really like that one. I thought that was really cute. It's like a very meshy kind of, has almost a crunchy velour feel to it. Not crunchy, but you know when you like put your hand down flat on velvet or velour, it makes that squish feel. This lace has that same quality. It's interesting. Okay, so bear with me here, okay? When I was thrifting, there was this really bizarre display, an entire wall full of these, like literally a whole peg wall full of them. And all of a sudden, like all I could hear was like maybe Cyndi Lauper and like Cody Musk sort of surrounded me in the air, and I like suddenly looked at my clothes and they were like ice washed, and yep, this is what I found, guys. An entire wall of your older sister's bedroom in the 80s, right? So why do I do these things? Well, because I have a mental thing. I really believe this is some kind of a mental thing where something, it almost doesn't matter what it is, but if it's in a collection or if it's organized by color, it's immediately 300% more appealing to me. I don't know why. I can't explain myself. I don't know why I have these. However, I thought something in my brain kind of unlocked when I found these, and I felt like they're actually kind of cool, you know, like in a weird way. And I think they would be amazing on book covers and telling some kind of like a magical kind of story or something, right? These are all hand painted and they were all $1. They're made in China, but like I think somebody probably bought the bases. Like, I know tons of, first of all, potters made these like crazy. And also people bought the bases for these and then painted them. And these are definitely all hand painted with like sparkle paints and stuff. And I should show you. Let me see if I can find, I'll try to find the pictures. Actually, you know, I won't search on my phone. I will share the pictures after showing this to you right now. Okay, so tell me what you think about this, and we'll go from there. All right, so the other things that I found at that thrift store, first of all, I just got a bunch of thread. Mainly for, I like keep running out of black and brown thread, and so there was black and brown in these bags. These aren't super special threads at all. They're just, it's a random, there's like 1 or 2 wooden spools in there, but I don't really honestly collect the wooden spools. I know a lot of people do, but I don't know why. I just don't have a use for them really. Then I did find some books, so let me just take the tape off here. Although I gotta say, I love this lady for, oh no I don't, it's sticky. Oh, I may have to, yeah, I'm gonna have to caress that off. We're gonna have to get that off. I should have taken it off right away, but I didn't. Milady's Houseplants. I'm gonna soak this label off because it's gonna pull up that art. These people in their tape. And then this is the complete instructor and guide to success with flowers and plants in the home, including a remarkable chapter on the ideal sun parlor. This is from 1922, and it definitely feels, oh no, sorry, 1917 maybe? Oh no, 1922. It's the second printing. So it doesn't have anything too special inside. It is, you know, black and white. But I'm going to right now, I'm going to just spray this and let this soak. Okay, so first step for me is just this. We're just gonna soak the tape and around the tape, and then I'm gonna get that label off of there. It will come off. I will get it off. Not my first rodeo. And then I found this, Forewarned, Forearmed, and not so into like the, I mean, I could probably use Forewarned and get rid of Forearmed and just cover it maybe with something. I love the squiggliness of the spine. It's really cute. The book has obviously had a bit of, you know, damage, but it's just really, really cool. And this book is from, oh, that's cute. Somebody wrote their name in there. Oh, maybe we don't have a A.C. Armstrong and Son. We do not have a date. Just going to flip through and make sure that no one left their fortune inside. Does not appear so. But yeah, it's a nice cover, which is why I got it. Then the last book, this one, I got it for the cover as well. I don't even actually know what the book is. I just love these covers. So it's got no spine. But look at that beautiful marbled paper. And I do like these, you know, kind of leather bits that are on the edges, and it's in really good shape. I mean, it will be a great book. Oh, so this is the works of Charles Dickens. So much Charles Dickens out there, and I don't think we're going to get a date on this, but I do love that book plate. It's so pretty. So let's see. Oh, here's the spine. Cool. Okay. Well, that makes me happy. I can use that in some way. I think there's a few plates in here, probably black and white, but I'm just going to look at the back here for the any potential date. Nope. These are so like hacksawed, these pages. They're so rough. It's fun. Okay. Hopefully Milady over here is getting her little bath in. Oh, it looks like she is. Let me just see. So yeah, so see, it's starting to saturate. And then you just kind of take your finger, and this is an exercise in patience, right? Push water under the seam of the tape. You just kind of keep doing this until you get this to cooperate with you. It's something you sort of need to focus on until it's done, though, because you wouldn't want to leave the book soaking for too long. But a bit of water is not going to hurt this book. Not at all. Not as much as the sticky, terrible tape. See, they think that painter's tape is a solution for this, and it sadly isn't. And I should have taken it off the day that I got the book, because the lady had just put these out, and I thought about it, and then I got distracted by one of the kids doing something, and I had to stop what I was doing. So we'll let that soak a little more, but I just want to share that with you. I won't hold up the thrift haul. Okay, so the rest of the stuff I have is in fact from Kirby, and I got one big book that's heavy. So the first one is a children's book, The Library by Sarah Stewart. It's illustrated by David Small, and I just love the whole theme of the book. It's a nice large book, but I'm thinking, I have an idea for it already, actually. It is from 1995, and it's a poetry type book about a girl who is just, you know, very much nose in books, and sort of her adventures here. Books were piled on top of chairs and spread across the floor. Her shelves began to fall apart as she read more and more. Big books made very solid stacks on which teacups could rest. Small books became the building blocks for busy little guests. So as you can imagine, lots of potential for that one. And then I found this, and I was so happy because I'm working on my artist sampler books still, and this will be really great for helping me make more ephemera for them. All these little color theory bits and bobs, and like color tones for things like eyes, skin tones, you know, all these splotches and swatches. Pretty happy to find that. So this is a great book for that kind of art studio sort of style journal. It is from Walter Foster, 2012, this one, originally 1994. So yeah, a really nice book. I'll just put that with my current supplies for the journals I'm working on. And these are all books that my daughter picked out. She wanted some, she's very much into like little books right now. If it's a little book, it almost doesn't even matter what it is. So I've been trying to guide her on selecting sensible little books, not just judging the book by its cover per se. So I said, well, yeah, okay, Sisters is okay because you are a sister, and that's good. And then the 10-minute watercolors, absolutely, why not? That's a great little way for her to learn about watercolor. And then we got an Arthur book because Arthur is awesome, and this is a lovely little book for her. Set those aside and get back to it. I gotta get the big one out. So this was one exciting find, is Wildflowers, Homer D. House. It's got a nice cover, beautiful book. And inside it is from, this is the third printing, so it's from 1974. It's got some nice, you know, illustrations in the front of like the parts of plants. But then we move through the book, and it's got some black and white photography. But it also has plates. Where are they? I thought I saw one in here, but if not, I'll just bravely move forward here into the big plates. So it's got all of these plates, and they are like the vintage photography type plates. They're not illustrations, but they're vintage photography. in most cases, that's an illustration actually. But yeah, I thought it was quite lovely. And the plant selection is really nice. Lots of variety. I love the colorized photos, right? Like a lot of these were colorized. They're not necessarily the natural tone at that time. And then lots more info on the plants at the back. So that's a nice one. And I did find a couple older books that were beautiful. So this one, Esther Reed Yet Speaking. This is a pansy book. I do love pansy books. I do have a little collection of them that I will be turning into journals eventually, including this one. And this one is, it wants out of its spine for sure. No date, no date. These are turn of the century though, early 1900s, usually, sometimes late 1800s. I don't know the range of when the pansy books are made, but they are lovely old books. Sometimes you get like an advert for the other pansy books in the back, which will give you dates, but no, not today. It has that nice book attic musty kind of smell. Then this one I chose for the cover, as I think I will probably cover this bit up, How Janice Day Won. But here I love that it says, do something. Helen Beecher Long. It was gifted in 1914. Miss James. Could be one of those books that was maybe given as a student gift. Illustrated by Corinne Turner, 1916. Sully and Kleintype. Yeah, there's a few little plates in there, like black and white illustrations of this ilk. So that one's nice. Oops. I need to just move this stack here, sort it out for where it will go. Old books, go over here. Kids' books, over here. And then I have one more that was actually in the recycle bin. So I grabbed it because those books are free. And so it's a huge, big, huge book. I think it's Canadian Wildflowers, I'm pretty sure. They tore it out of the spine, which was weird, or like out of the cover. Like someone was dropping off books and they went through them. Yeah, Wildflowers of Canada, and they actually ripped it right. Its whole cover and its jacket were in the bin. It's from 1989 and it's a big photography book. So what I think when I see these kind of books, these are great for making like envelopes. I love making envelopes from images like this. You can also tea dye and coffee dye this kind of paper that gives them a whole other feel. It takes them from being, you know, very clearly a photograph to something that looks like you're not exactly sure how the image was created. You can also do boiled books with them. So I'm probably going to do something with this and then make envelopes and other things. But yeah, it's just beautiful, chock full of just gorgeous flowers. I love these little guys. They're everywhere right now, these playful little flowers. And I always forget their name. I think they're a narcissus, anemone. I can't remember. No, those ones are white. Are these harebells, maybe? Violet? Yes, violet harebells. Okay, yeah. I always forget the name. But yeah, they're so pretty. Trillium. So that is the whole haul. So yeah, you will hear from me thrift-wise again when I get back from my trip. Not sure what I'll find. We'll see. I'll be in the United States, so I may find things, I may not. I don't know what my time's going to look like there. I haven't made a lot of plans, but I have to do that. So thank you again for hanging out with me for this two-part kind of all the things video, and we'll talk again soon. Bye for now.